Morning, guys. No, the Honda isn't broken. It's actually running pretty good, but it does have a couple of oil leaks, and that's why I'm under the hood today. Today I'm going to be working on getting my valve cover gasket replaced, because I can tell from looking at it that the valve cover gasket's wet. But I figure since I need to take the valve cover gasket off, and I really don't know the previous history on this particular element, I'm also going to replace my spark plugs and do a check my valve adjustment. Now, I've replaced valve covers before, not in this particular engine, but I've done valve covers and spark plugs. I've just never done the valve adjustment or checking valve clearance. So this video, my disclaimer for the day is this is just entertainment. I really want to try to treat it as much of a how-to, because I don't really consider myself a professional mechanic. I just kind of consider myself a backyard mechanic. And I'm pretty sure if my coworkers are watching, they're probably cringing at the thought of me doing this for the first time, but we'll see. I'll probably just kind of give you guys little postcards along the way about what I'm doing, show you what I'm taking off, that kind of thing, because it's going to be mostly me, and I am going to be kind of taking my time today, taking breaks here and there. Really don't have a whole lot going on today, so here we go. Alright, so first things first, gonna need to be taking off bolts and stuff to get to the top. You're gonna be taking, I plan to take these off, pull the old dipstick out, take these off too to remove these covers, and there's gonna be bolts underneath these covers here to take this valve cover off. Probably a good idea to remove this power steering hose bracket over here. And you're going to need to remove a couple of hoses from the side. I think it's just this one here that goes up to the intake. And I think there's one more hiding down here that we might have to pull. And I believe there's a couple other bolts on the side here. But again, I believe these are all 10 millimeters. Alright, quick update and note for you guys. This back panel here, these two bolts actually go down into the coil patch. I forget which ones, but these two here go down to the coil patch. Alright, update time for you guys. So I removed those two black plastic pieces off the valve cover. These are the coil patch, obviously. My current plan is to somehow squeeze these tabs either with my fingers or with a screwdriver to pop these off. And then I'll undo the remaining bolts to get them out of there. And that's the next step. Alright guys, got the coil patch out. I'm relieved to see that they don't have any oil on them. Next step is getting the spark plugs out and getting this valve cover off and see where we stand. Well, took a break, got the spark plugs out. So, these look fairly fresh. NGKs, but I'm still installing new ones after I'm done with everything. Halfway home, I think. I got the valve cover off. It's down over there. I'm gonna clean it with brake clean before I put it back on. Don't worry, I got all new gaskets if I get the spark plug seals wet. But you know, initial inspection, it doesn't look too bad down here. I haven't whipped out my feeler gauge yet, but that's my next step. Just figure I'd give you all an update. Okay guys, it's later in the afternoon. Doing the valves on this thing was kind of a pain. It was definitely a learning process. I took my time. The biggest, most interesting fight I had, honestly, I removed all 4 spark plugs, but you go to turn this, and anytime one of the cylinders was like at top dead center, I was trying to turn the engine using the, I believe this is the power steering pump. You turn it and it would actually like fight back when the cylinders were closed, which I thought was interesting because, I mean, as you can obviously see, I don't have anything in the spark plug holes. But, so, I mean, I got the job done. It was just a fight, and I'm hoping these valves are good. I'm just hoping I won't have a clatterbox, because the engine was very quiet, honestly, but I think a lot of the reason it was very quiet was these exhaust valves, they all were tight, like way tighter than they were supposed to be. And the intakes, they weren't too bad. There was a couple of cylinders that were, I think I just checked them. I think there was two that I think I tightened them a little bit because they were getting a little loose for my liking. So that's done. But that's the update. I am going to go ahead and clean up the valve cover, get its gasket replaced, and try and button everything back up here. I know that you want to use a gasket, but there's also like a couple of spots where you want to use a Honda Bond or RTV. I think you want to use a dab like right here and on the other side, right about there. I think there's like a line. You can probably kind of see where it's been used before. And I think they like a dab like right where this curve meets the block on the other side. So that's the plan. I'm gonna, like I said, start buttoning this back up. I might have to run over to the store and get some RTV, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I figure I'll give you guys an outro to this thing finally. As you can see here, finally got the engine back together. Actually, I had to go back into this thing twice. I did the valves for the first time. When I did the valves the first time, it was just really, really noisy. This thing sounded almost like it was dieseling a little bit. So, took the valve cover and everything out again. Retightened down the valves. It's still a little noisier than what it used to be, but from what I've been told and from what I've read, you'd rather hear them than smell them. And honestly, before I did this, I believe I was starting to smell them, especially on the exhaust side because of how tight those exhaust valves were. But anyway, it's all back together. Got my, so the valve cover gaskets replaced, the spark plug gaskets are all replaced, the ones that go above the spark plug holes, and of course I've got all new grommets all the way around. I actually had to order this one from Honda because I lost the replacement one when I took had to remove the valve cover for the second time. But I'll give the engine a quick start for you guys, and we'll end this video. Sure, I've got an exhaust leak somewhere. That's why it sounds so loud, but like I said, I hear a little bit of a valve. Not horrible though. I mean, it does sound pretty good overall. Anyway, that's it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, just kind of consider this for entertainment. This was like my first time really doing a valve job. But I hope you guys were at least entertained by it, and if I taught you something, cool. But you know, like I said, don't consider me an expert, or please don't consider this a how-to, because it was definitely a learning experience for me. I'll talk to you guys later.